Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I thought we'd do a little bit of mixed media on some envelopes. Now I have some envelopes that I have coffee stained previously, so I had them in my stash. So I thought I would give them a little bit of a mixed media look. Which I'm loving. So I've got some napkins, I've got some bits of scrap paper, I've got a little bit of fabric and some little bits of trim. One of my words and phrases on here, which is peace, a little bit of cheesecloth, and I just think they look really, really lovely. And on this one, I love this one. So we've got some lace on here, lace ribbon. We've got some scrap paper, a little bit of fabric, a little bit of my rose trim on there. Beautiful napkin. One of my little fussy cut flowers, one of the words. This is a little tag which I've sort of like wrapped around. This is off Tapology, and I've just popped the napkin so it just sort of like comes up over the top of the envelope, and then I've just folded it over. So I just think these are so simple. I popped a little bit of gesso on the back as well, just to give a little bit of sort of like texture on there, which looks really nice. So I thought we'd do a couple of these today. So I'm going to pop those to the side. I've got some beautiful napkins. So these are lovely. This is beautiful. I think I'm going to use this one on the next envelope. I've got some lovely butterflies. I've got this one, and this is the one that I've used, and this one I use. So I can probably use a little bit of that one. I think would go with this one as well. So maybe I'll use those two. Pop these to the side as well, and let's get an envelope. Let's just have, it doesn't really matter which one, does it? I've got a lighter one here as well. That might work better, I think. So let's just start. So I'm not going to open the envelope. Now you can make your own envelopes, and I do have a tutorial on that. So if I remember, I will pop that down, the link below. So I'm just going to put a little bit of the primer, or not primer, well it is primer, gesso on here, just on these little bits here, just to give a little bit of a background on here. Now you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I just like to add a little bit of gesso to my work. So let's just pop this all over like that, and then we can do a little bit of inking on here as well, to get that nice sort of grungy look to it. Now I'm going to add the napkins. Now there's two ways that I normally stick napkins to paper, and that is either with some matte medium or some tacky glue, or I will use a glue stick. Now today I'm going to use a glue stick because it dries a lot quicker, and I find it a lot quicker to use, and then you don't have to wait for anything to dry. Now look at this beautiful napkin. So will that sort of fit over? Let's have a look. Now I've got my, let's take this out of the way. Let's just get some water out of here and just work my way around the little picture. So let's see if we can get this bit through. Take this little birdie, beautiful, isn't it? Now I have these napkins. Now my mother-in-law sends these over to me, or she sent me a great big bunch, and she gets them from the UK. She is very good at sourcing out some beautiful napkins, and she sent me so many over the years, and they are just beautiful. So I feel very lucky in that way. So look, all that fits on there, doesn't it? That fits perfect. And then, oh look at that, that even wraps around, and I can just wrap that round the back. Let's just take this little piece off there. Oh, that looks nice. Maybe I want to add just a little bit of collage. So let me just take a little bit more of this off, just so if I add some collage I will see that underneath here. Take a little bit of this like that, maybe a little bit more up here. So that will sit like that on there. And we can pop a little bit of collage down here on there. So we'll do the whole of the front and the and we can put a bit there as well. So I'm going to be using a few bits from what I was doing last week. Let's pop those bits over to the side, which is some of my scrap papers here. So I'm going to use these up as well because I've got lots of bits and pieces here. I've got this as well, which would go quite well. Oh gosh, let's get these out. It's a bit pale. I think that's a little bit pale. I might just stick this on here. That can go over. Let's just start sticking. So I'm going to just stick it all down with my glue stick. And then if I'm going to stick a little bit of sort of like fabric-y pieces on, I will use some Fabri-Tac, I think. So what have we got? Let's pop a little bit of this down the side. Let's have this here. Let's stick this here like that. So a nice bit of a collage today. Okay, what else shall we put on there? Got a piece of this envelope actually, which is one of, I think it was one of the Friday Freebies, I believe, which I printed out a little bit wrong, so I'm going to just tear these pieces off and maybe use this up here. Maybe I'll stick it. Maybe I shall stick it like that, and then we can just cut the rest off. Stick that like that. Get my nice big scissors, chop it off nicely. So this is a great way to use up, again, all your scraps of paper, like this. Don't want that bit of a napkin stuck on there, do we? There we go. Okay. So it doesn't matter about the glue because we're going to glue this on, aren't we? So that's nice because that just sort of like peeks through there, and this comes through there. So I need something just there, so that looks lovely. Let's have a piece of this napkin, shall we? Isn't this gorgeous? I do like the edge on this as well. Let's just take a piece off here. I'm going to stick that there, I think. Just make sure you take the layers off. So you just need the first layer of these beautiful napkins. Now I'm just going to add just the glue stick. Pop this in there like that. Now I've got my little brush. Now this is the one that I used with the gesso. I'm just going to tap it down, and that will just get in there with that glue and stick that down. So look at that. So that just sort of like peeks through, and you can probably see it. You'll be able to see it through there just a little bit, I think. So that looks really nice, doesn't it? Oops. I'm going to pop a little bit of, just a bit of book paper, I think, under here. So we need the writing this way, don't we? Stick this on. Perfect. There we go. Right, let's just, I've got very sticky fingers from the glue, so let's just take those layers off. Pop that on there like that, so you can just see that through. I think that looks really, really lovely, doesn't it? So let's add the glue to here. So it's just a nice lot of glue stick. Such a simple way to do it. So let's put that on for now, and then we can add a little bit more. Put this on. Pull these down with my little brush. Just tap that into the glue stick that's on there. This is such, I don't know whether you can see, but it's a beautiful sort of a greeny colour, this napkin. Beautiful colour. Okay, let's pull that back gently, add some more glue. Look at that great blob of glue. I think I've got a great big blob of paper there. We don't want that in there. We don't want that lumpy bumpy bit. Let's stick that down. There we go. Turn it over. Just pop this on there. So that lovely little flower just pops around the back. Look, doesn't that look pretty? Very, very delicate this one looks, doesn't it? There we go. Oh, I do like that. That's really pretty. Let's just chop these little bits off. Maybe a little bit more glue on here. There we go. Lovely. Okay, let's pop that to the side. What else can we put on there? Now I do have, look at this, I've got this beautiful lace. Now this is just gorgeous. I wouldn't want all of it, obviously. I just want like a little section on here. So let's just cut a little piece of this off. Like this. So pretty. I've got a little bit of cheesecloth here. Let's have a little bit of this. It just needs sort of like delicate colours, I think, this one. Let's scrunch this up. And then I've got a couple of words we can pop on here as well. A little bit of this. I've got some of my words here. I've got take chances, enjoy the little things, dream and inspire. What shall we have? Shall we just put enjoy the little things? That looks quite nice on there, doesn't it? Oops, let's put those out of the way. Where's my ink? Let's just go around this with a little bit of ink. Oops. big mess. Okay, I might pop a little bit of colour actually on here. Let's stick this down first. Cheesecloth sticks down really well with glue stick. It does stick it down really well, but I'm going to use some 3-in-1 for the lace. Now, which way does the lace go, do you think? Don't think it really matters, does it? Just have that dangling off just a little bit. Pop that like that. Gosh, do get sticky fingers. How pretty is that? Doesn't that look just gorgeous? I love it. But up this little bit, need to leave that and turn that upside down. I've got these up here, which is old paper, which I love this colour because it's got because it's the oxide, it has like a little bluey colour that comes out of it as well. If you sort of wet it, it looks sort of like, look at that, just perfect colour, sort of oxidise. Love it. I'm going to add just a little bit here. Just, I don't want to knock my pot over. Just a little bit down here. Oops. Perfect. Look at that. I love it. Now let's ink just a little bit of ink around the edges. Now I need to leave it to dry just for a little while because it's still a little bit soggy. So just go around the edge. So if you've got some pretty napkins, you don't have to do it with napkins, of course. You can do it with any of your leftover digital papers, magazine papers, anything like that. Any scrap pieces that you have, or anything pretty. You wanted to use that nice pretty piece of paper that you haven't used for a while. It's great on envelopes because they're just so pretty, and these will just go in your journals. Lovely. Let's go around the outside. I haven't done any napkin decoupage for ages. Look at that, and I just think that looks so gorgeous, doesn't it? Could probably add just a few little beads or something in there. I'm going to leave that as it is for now, because I think that is just gorgeous. Shall we do another one? Let's take another envelope, because that's just beautiful. I'm going to pop that to the side. What shall we use? We've got that one. Shall we have some butterflies? Very into the greeny colours at the moment. Let's pop some butterflies on this one, shall we? Let's have a little bit of gesso, just to give it that nice background. Now again, you can stencil over these or whatever you like, whatever you've got that takes your fancy. It all depends what sort of mood you're in, whether you're going to do it a quick one or take some time and do them. I just love it. A lovely thing. I do like my Sundays and doing my mixed media. Such fun. So, which way? What should we have? Which way does this tear? Okay, this tears down. Shall we have these so they come up? They can probably come up over the top of there, couldn't they? Where's my paintbrush? Let's take these. Take that off. Put that on here. So that will come on there. And this will come down like this, won't it? That will sit on there nicely. Perfect. Let's just go around that little bit there. Take this little bit off. Okay, fit there just about, doesn't it? Look at that, that's lovely. So we could do with something down here, couldn't we? I don't really, shall we? No, I won't use that one again. Let's just use some paper. Okay, let's get some of the papers that I have here. Oh, I've got another bit of napkin there. Let's pop that to the side. Just tear some of this off. Which way should we go? This way. Tear this down. That can go on there. Don't really want it to go too much under that butterfly. There we are. Can go under there. Let's have a little bit of this. Down the side. There we go. That's roughly where we want things, isn't it? I'm not sure whether I like that piece. I think maybe I'll have this. Let's just stick this piece on. This can sit there. That can just go on there like that. Can sit there, that's lovely. So this is mainly sticking, really. It's not any sort of no stabilo this week, I don't think. I'm not going to put any darkness into it. I'm going to, because I don't think they need it. I think they just look really pretty as they are. So let's just see, let's pop that on there. So we need something that comes up there. We could do it with, maybe I will use a little bit of this napkin. Let's just go for this piece. Stick that like that, I think. Hold that along the side. Oh look, that's got some gesso on it. We can add a little bit of gesso to that, couldn't we? Okay. Oops. Okay, I do like that. That looks nice. So let's have the other piece of napkin. I think I'm going to just pop this up there. Just like that. Let's just have this piece. Take the backing off because we don't need that. This is just such a pretty, pretty napkin. Look at this. Perfect. Right, let's take the back of this one. That's one. There you go. Two. Beautiful. Look at that. Okay. I don't need those pieces. Let's just stick this on, I think. It's a little bit sticky underneath. This is just a cheap glue stick that I get from the local shop, the local cheap shop, and I find it works really, really well. But make sure you use a lot of glue stick when you stick things down. I think that's where people go wrong. I have said this before. Make sure you use enough glue stick to stick on there properly. You need lots and lots to stick down, and they work a lot better than they used to. I do believe I am a fan of glue stick because they are quick and easy. Oh, I do like that. That's beautiful, isn't it? Let's just trim round the edges. Gorgeous. Now I need something. What shall we do? We need something to wrap round the back, don't we? What have I got on here? That's a piece that looks nice, doesn't it? This is some old paper that I used that I've gessoed and inked before. So this is quite hard, but this is sort of paper. That's better, isn't it? So I'm going to just stick this down like that. Pop that. And pop this so it goes around. Just so it goes around the back like that. Now, do we have anything else, or shall I use a little bit of fabric? Let me just get some. I've got this beautiful lace which would work well. I've got this which is not really the right colour, is it? Not really. But I do have this which is very pretty, which is an old top that I got in a charity shop many moons ago. So let's have a little bit of this on here. Stretch it and scrunch it. I'm going to wrap this piece. I might actually have a little bit of this on here, a little bit of this lovely lacy bit on. So don't forget, go into some second-hand shops and find some bits of lovely fabric and clothes, because some of the clothes, the styles are absolutely dreadful, but the fabric is amazing. So let me just put that on there, I think. Scrunch that up. Bunch that bit up on there. Let's turn this over. I think it looks nice, just little bits coming over onto the back. If you're not going to sort of like stick it to a page or something like that, it's quite nice having these little bits on the back like that. So that looks really nice, doesn't it? Okay, what else can we pop on there? What shall we put? Shall we have one of these words then? Take chances. Or should we have dream? Should we just have dream or inspire? Let's do dream because I like that with our little butterflies. Put that in there. A little bit of glue. Top. Stick that on there. Stick down. Now I've got some lovely bits from Tapeology here, which I quite like to use just so that they're sort of wrapped round again, because I like the way it goes around. Oopsie daisy. We can put that on there, and then we can have just a little bit of this over the top, I think. Let's ink. Where's my little dauber gone? Oh my gosh, what have I done with that? Trouble with me, I tend to sort of like throw things in different places. What have I done with that? I need to get, let me use this one over here. Probably right under my nose. Let's just ink around here. A little bit on here. Might pop a little bit of cheesecloth underneath, sandwich it around. So that would go on there, and just sandwich it through. Let me just cut a little piece of this off here. Scrunch it all up like that. Take this out. Now I'm going to, I think, just stick this on here for a minute. Let's stick that there. Take this like this. Oops. Great big blob of glue. That like that. Now I'm going to use some 3-in-1 because I'm sticking over the cheesecloth, and we want this to stick, don't we? So okay, and I'm going to turn this over. I'll use the 3-in-1. We shall bend that over and stick that down. I'm going to have to just snip this just like that, just so it catches. Let's pull this down on there. That, love it. That looks really, really lovely, doesn't it? I do like that. Let's fold that over so we can see. What did I do with that piece of lace? This is beautiful sort of ribbon, lacy ribbon. Do we need that, or do you think we're going to overdo it? Don't want to overdo it too much, I don't think. Maybe just a little bit over here, and then we can ink it up a little bit. A little bit more glue. Let's just go in there. just like that. Beautiful. Perfect. Ink around the edge. Now these are still just a little bit damp, so just leave it to dry just for a little while, just for an hour, and that will be nice and dry, and they tend to go quite sort of a lot harder, which is good. Let's just go round here. Perfect. You can also, I do have a video which I did years ago on napkin, just sticking napkins to paper and using those then to make embellishments, which is a great idea. So look at that. I think that looks absolutely gorgeous, doesn't it? Make sure you're stuck down there. So beautiful. So I might just use the last little bits of napkin and stick it onto some paper. So they're the ones we've just done, which are just gorgeous. And these ones I did earlier. So I stuck more paper and bits onto this one. A little bit of my lovely rose trim. And then we have the beautiful bird on here. Birds do look lovely on napkins, don't they? So that's those. Now I'm going to get just a piece of paper, put my hand on it so we don't go all funny, and I'm going to just stick the last pieces of some napkin on here, just to make like a little collage up. Just take these pieces off if I can. And get that off. There we go. Let's take these off. I've got other pieces that I can use as well. These pieces, the little bits of napkin that you've got here, which I might do as well. I've got some of my little stamps. Now these are just little letter stamps that I've got. Let me just get some out of here. And what you can do, take your stays on. This is just the timber brown stays on. And you can stamp your, what shall we put on here? Let's put love. I'll just show you how you can use up these bits. Maybe I'll use a bit that's not, like this has got, that it's not sort of like textured too much. And you can do your own little words that you can glue like a napkin onto your work. Let's find an E. There we go. Like that. So we can do a couple of those. And it's a good way to use up, so do with the E, the backgrounds of your napkins, or the back of your napkins, like that, look. And then we can just tear them off. Just take this off. I think that's doubled, yes. Look at that, so that's like tissue paper words. So you could even make a background with this and stamp. You don't have to stamp words, you could stamp anything. Now I'm going to stick this, where can I stick this? I'm going to stick this onto here and just show you how they sort of like almost like disappear. Oh gosh, sticky, sticky. Let's take my glue stick. On there, take my little brush, and it looks like you have stamped onto your actual work. Look at that. Doesn't that look lovely? So that's another way you can use your backgrounds of your napkins, which looks lovely. So let's just pop all these away a minute. Stick those in my drawer. Use up some of this napkin. Let's just glue over here, and we can do a nice big napkin-y collage using up the leftover bits. So let's just stick that on there. Make sure I'm in view. Let's just stick this down. I'm going to use this little bit butterfly napkin, because the ones that I've used I never tend to sort of like go back to as much as I should. So I'm going to just, maybe I'll stick that over the top. On. Stick that down nicely. Let's have a look. I've got a little bit of this birdie one here, haven't I? Shall we pop this little birdie one on there? Get rid of this bit. Which bit shall I put down? That works on there, doesn't it? Let's take this. Don't want that too straight on there. Let's just take this off. Glue this on. You can cut this up then. Once you've done this, you can cut out, well, you can make envelopes or anything you like, but you can make sort of like little journaling cards with this. So let's just stick that down. Gorgeous. That can go here. Stick that down. I can actually pop this little one on here, couldn't I? Stick that here, I think. Little gap. Perfect. And then maybe we will have some scrap paper on there as well. What should we put at the top? I do like the script papers, because I think script papers tend to sort of like go with quite a lot of collage, don't they? They work really well with in the collage world, as you would call it, I think. Anything else? Let's have a look. Let's use a little bit of this, shall we? Did we have a gap? I'm sure we had a gap somewhere. Here. Now I'm going to go over, oh, I got one more gap here. What shall we put in there? Let's just pop something. No, I don't like that. Let's have a little bit of book paper. There we go. Let's just stick you in there. Cover that little gap up. Now I'm going to add a little bit of gesso over the top, I think, just to blend some of the things in together. Oopsie daisy. Just a little bit over the top. You can pick out some of the texture on here as well when you go over with gesso. Oops, I'm just going to... Oopsie daisy. Might be better off waiting till it's dry to do this bit. And then when you cut this up, you can then add even more things to it, depending on what you are doing. So I'm going to just leave that as it is, and then I can come back to this, cut it up, we can stamp on it, you can add a little bit more colour to it, you can add some little bits of fabric to it. So if you cut them down here like this, you can have this piece as a beautiful little journaling card, and then you can add little bits of lace and ribbon and things like that to it, and I think it would look really, really pretty. So I will do that in the next video. Chop up bits and pieces and maybe pop them onto little bags or something like that. Something like that, making something I am sure I will come up with an idea we can use it with. So I will do a quick video on that when it is dry. So there we go, guys. I'm going to pop that up there. This is what we have been making today. These are just beautiful. Look at that. I love them. So quick and simple, a nice little bit of mixed media decoupage there for today, and they are lovely. So there we go, guys. I hope you had fun. I did. Nice bit of a collage for you. So thank you so much for joining me. Please stay safe, take care, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye bye.